Hey guys, how's it going? Crisis here. Got a brand new game for you. This game is against the number 2 guy on the ladder, so a lot of exciting things are afoot. Go ahead and 2 times this, at least the first half of it anyways. Pretty standard, first couple of rounds. I was able to get the Red Wing and the Outrider synergy, thankfully, which allows me to kind of squeak out the first win here. I was able to star Red Wing and then also continue with the red theme, which is great. I was able to pick up Young Groot pretty early. So this this deck has a couple different sub decks in it, which is the Groot Snowball deck, Daredevil, and Ego, and just a few different routes that kind of lets me snowball into whatever RNG gives me. So RNG 2 Young Groots early on and a regular Groot, which is great. So that's going to carry me for the early game here, which is pretty great. Against the number 2 guy, and I typically lose to him a lot. He does a pretty good job of finding his card somehow. But I'm able to squeak the win here, which is good. So far I haven't lost a round. I was able to find the Crimson Gem and Daredevil, which is great. So now I can get started on the Daredevil quest pretty early here. Able to put down the glider, and then I liked running Young Groot with Daredevil with the Crimson Gem, because the Crimson Gem, when Daredevil is active, it lets him steal power from the snowballed Young Groot and just makes Daredevil that much more difficult to deal with, which is great. Okay, activated the Daredevil quest, which is great, and I also found both of my King of New Yorks, which is huge in snowballing Daredevil even harder. So this guy is a really strong bird for turn 5. Very, very strong. Thankfully, with Daredevil being activated already, I was able to squeak by with a win, and also activate both of my King of New Yorks that turn, which is great. So I'm able to 2-star Daredevil. Got some more Guardians cards. Oh, got the 4-star Red Wing, which is great. So a great turn right now. Was able to use the schemes and the rallying cries, which also helps Young Groot. Was able to get a ego out of the rallying cry, which is great. And so now I have a Daredevil, Ego, and the Groots all snowballing now, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, Ego wasn't able to get anything relevant this turn, so he's not going to grow. That's okay. We're able to do another Daredevil quest, which is awesome. 2-star the Ego. 2-star the Iron Fist. Get another Daredevil. Not a bad turn. So I'm going to go ahead and slow this down a little bit. So it looks like the number 2 ladder guy pivoted to a solo Hila with 3 Hush Nows, this is pretty great, even for turn 7. It's a very tough board to deal with. So turn 7, just got to make a note of, yep, now he's using solo Hila. I know just what to do. Able to 4-star the Daredevil, which is great. So now I sell off one of the King of New Yorks and stack up the quests. I was able to 4-star the Iron Fist as well, so that's pretty huge. And still snowballing the Young Groot. I was able to pull a Stormbreaker out of one of the schemes, which is huge. There's another deck that I run that's also a Groot deck that uses Thor, so I can use Stormbreakers with Young Groot. So one of the better endgame decks to have, especially against Mystic, which is kind of rampant on the ladder right now, which is pretty great. And then there's the Stormbreaker that just board clears more or less. The ego is going to clean up here. Finally get to build a little bit.
That's just one. There are more.
Pretty strong board right now. I'm pretty happy with it. And finally finished the last 2 Daredevil quests, which is great. And then there's the 4-star group. So that's just awesome. Able to get some healing here, and then I get to work on the Star-Lord. And I got Stick. So this is my ideal endgame right now. My endgame board is the Daredevil trio with the Ego and Star-Lord combo, and then Groot as well. Did I misplay? Oh no, I did swap them. Okay, it's important to have Stick next to the both Marvel Knight characters because he buffs adjacent. So, and then with Stormbreaker Groot, does a lot of damage to the enemy board. And then, yay, Ego gets a pretty beefy steal right there, which is great.
This only ends one way.
So I'm feeling pretty confident right now. Pretty healthy, 23 health. Got the Ego snowballing, got the Daredevil super snowballed with Stick on top of it. Able to 2-star Stick, which is great. There's the 2-star Star-Lord, which is also great. Bit of a misplay here. This ends up being the last branch shield, which ends up stunning Groot. And on my other deck, I play with Vision, so I can put Vision right next to Groot, so he can utilize the Stormbreaker without being stunned. So a little bit of a misplay, but that's okay. So now the number 2 guy pivoted from a solo Ela to somehow 4-star Ego within 3 turns. That's already pretty beefy. So I'm not sure how he managed that, but that was a very strong pivot. And I'm not sure how I'm going to beat him. So let's see what we can do. Thankfully, every turn that I survive, the Daredevil combo just gets bigger and bigger. So able to 4-star Star-Lord, which is great if Ego can squeak out a kill or 2 in the next couple turns. Spoiler, he doesn't, but able to get some extra healing here, so that just buys me more time for Daredevil to hopefully carry me.
It's world saving time.
And pretty much the only thing I'm missing right now for a finished board is 4-starring the Ego and 4-starring the Stick. And then hopefully fishing for Iron Will for the Iron Fist. Because that is just broken. Especially on him when he's ramped up. Okay, so now he has Thanos, so he's Thanos snapping now. And also searching for Searcher. So I have to be aware of the fact that he's trying to get Searchers to see that way. Thankfully, his Ego, I don't think, killed anybody because of the Iron Wills. So his Ego does it all, which is really important. Some more healing, so that just buys me more time, which is great. Daredevil's getting pretty big. Iron Fist is getting pretty big. So I need those cards to carry me here. And looks like another Thanos snap. So that's going to be pretty frustrating to deal with. And it was a really good snap too. So thankfully his Ego still doesn't kill anything this turn. And he puts me down to 6 health. So now we're going into round 13. So there's the other Stick, 4-star Stick. So that is fantastic. There's Galaxy Groove right there. Oh, no, I was able to get the Taskmaster Shield to put on Iron Fist, which is great. I think I pick up the Galaxy Groove here, which will swaps the board around. That can sometimes catch him by surprise. And thankfully Daredevil is at 300 power now. So I used the Galaxy Groove. He used Galaxy Groove as well, so that's pretty funny. Thankfully, he hits Ego there, which only gives him 8 power, which is nothing. He hits the Iron Fist, which has Iron Will activated. And then he hits the Iron Fist again, which leaves it at 1 power, so he gets nothing from it. And I squeak out with the win here. So that is my Super Snowball deck with Ego, Roots, Daredevil. Love playing this deck. It's a lot of fun. That's all for today, but I'm going to start ramping up the gameplay vids, so please subscribe, and you'll get to see what I post in the future. Thanks, and have a good day.